Typically, when there's an ejection during an NBA game, the individual in question is either a player, a coach, or an unruly fan. But, evidently, even team mascots aren't above being kicked out during a contest. Of all the numerous mascots that there are and have been over the course of the NBA's extensive history, Chicago's Benny the Bull is one of the longest tenured in the league. He was first introduced for the 69-70 season. And, understandably, given his longevity, Benny is one of the most recognizable and beloved mascots in the NBA. Also, due to his many years, Benny has some odd history to his name, such as being the NBA's first ever mascot to get themselves ejected. Back in April 1974, the Bulls were taking on the Bucks in the Western Conference Finals. Milwaukee led the series 2-0. With the Bulls star player Jerry Sloan sidelined, the Bucks looked poised to sweep the series despite Game 3 being an away game for them in Chicago. Indeed, for Game 3, the Bucks got off to a strong start. Then, just over halfway through the third quarter, the Bulls went on a run, gradually fighting back against a double-digit deficit. However, Chet Walker of the Bulls collided with the Bucks star player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, which was ruled an offensive foul instead of being called on Kareem, which would have given him his fifth. Furious, the Bulls coach, Dick Motta, confronted the game officials, which got him his first technical foul. Soon, the Bucks regained the game's momentum, which led Motta to resume his argument with officials over the call on Walker. Ultimately, Motta was so outraged that he ended up throwing his jacket at an official, leading to his second tech and his subsequent ejection. Predictably, the home crowd was furious. And, like any good mascot, Benny read the room and promptly stormed the court to express the home team's displeasure directly at the officials with a series of obscene gestures leading to Benny's immediate ejection. Shortly after both Motta and Benny's ejection, Sloan also managed to get himself kicked out of the game despite not even actually playing in it. Ultimately, the Bucks would win Game 3 and sweep the Bulls in the series before losing to the Celtics in 7 games in the finals. The ref who ejected Benny was Earl Strom, who was already a polarizing figure in the league. So, the incident only added to his legacy as a ref fans love to hate. As for Benny, getting ejected, and the fact that it came as a result of him staunchly defending his team well and truly ingrained him in the hearts of Bulls fans both at the time and for years to come. Strangely, although Benny's ejection back in 1974 should have been the first and only time a team's mascot was kicked out of a contest, it would happen again. Years later, in April 1991, the Washington Bullets took on the Blazers in what was a standard game until the final quarter. It was a home game for the Bullets, so things rapidly went downhill when Washington's coach Wes Unseld and players Darrell Walker and Purvis Ellison were ejected. Referee Steve Javie was behind all 3 ejections. Walker was the first to be kicked out of the game after he complained about a no call. It was Walker's first technical for the contest, but he was ejected anyway as a technicality at the time allowed an official to remove a player for what was deemed unsportsmanlike tactics such as addressing an official disrespectfully or overt actions indicating resentment to a call. Ellison was also ejected with a single technical for what was seen as disrespect to an official, Bill Spooner, after Ellison tossed a rebound in the direction of the referee. Although Spooner himself saw nothing wrong with Ellison's actions, Javie did and made a decision to eject him. In response, Unseld charged the floor and was also ejected for an unsportsmanlike act. Though, this time Javie at least gave him 2 technicals before sending him to the locker room. Soon after Unseld's ejection, Washington's mascot, Hoops, decided to hype up the crowd. Javie soon had the entire arena of angry Bullets fans booing him. Hoops was soon told to leave the court. Reports vary as to whether it was Javie himself or Washington officials who ejected the mascot for the sake of the referee. Ultimately, Portland ended up with the victory, but of course, if the game's remembered at all, it's not because of the outcome. In November 1995, Washington announced that they'd be changing the team's name due to the violent connotations of the nickname Bullets. Later in May 1997, Washington officially became known as the Wizards. And with the name change, Hoops was retired and replaced with G-Wiz and G-Man.
G-Man! Yes, sir!
Understandably, many in the basketball community were disappointed to see Hoops go. Presumably, Javie wasn't one of them. But he wasn't alone. Evidently, there was at least one other person who was happy to see the last of Hoops.
Yes, sir!